ground rules into this video. It's going to be a top 10. Okay. That's the very first thing, obviously. Second thing, it's going to be only fictional weapons. Okay. So, no real life weapons. And the third and final thing is pretty simply the top 10 is going to be in order. And the last and final thing is it's all subjective. This is my top 10, but I'm going to give you reasons why each weapon is in the place that it's in. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get into my number 10 pick for a fictional weapon that would be excellent in the zombie apocalypse. And right off the bat, we got a real banger. It's going to be the plasma rifle from Doom 1 and 2, also featured in Doom Eternal. Yes, it's the same model, and let me explain that real quick. The plasma rifle in Doom 1 and 2 and 64, Doom RPG, Doom Eternal is the same model of plasma rifle, albeit with some minor variations. Now, that weapon, as you know, absolutely fucking kicks ass. The other plasma rifles featured out throughout Doom are good, but they're just small little package, and they require a proprietary ammo. And that's the problem, is proprietary right there. As you know, if you're a PC guy, proprietary sucks. Well, wouldn't you know it, the proprietary magazines are the downfall of the other ones, but this one doesn't require that. Yes, the plasma rifle in Doom 1 and 2 has it's basically a tube with a plasma reactor in it, and it's just shooting fucking balls of plasma at people. Or zombies, or anyone for that matter. The ammo that you pick up for it is literally a fucking car battery. It's not a special thing, it's literally a fucking car battery. When you're playing Doom 1 and 2, that was like a fucking car battery from the 90s. That was a fucking Everlast car battery. Okay? So, for my number 10 pick, that's why. And it's so much of the main problem with the Doom plasma rifle is because it's a fucking car battery, well, you have to charge the weapon, and that takes a couple hours. What am I doing? I'm doing a top 10 video of fictional weapons for zombie apocalypse. Where am I from? Dude, I'm on Google. I'm on the FBI watch list. You can Google me. Okay, my shit fucking pops up when you Google me. I'm pretty sure I'm in, what do they call it? I think it's is it a yellow dot for suspected domestic terrorism? I don't fucking remember. But I'm in California. Anyways. Now, for number 9, and remember, one of the rules is it can't have a real-life counterpart. And this one's kind of a little bit of a rule bender, because we do not have an MP5 in 38 Le Mans. Now, Le Mans, or Lemann, 2 words, Le Mans is a French cartridge that is a necked down 38. So they took a 38 bullet and they necked down just the cartridge part so that it was shooting a smaller cartridge, a smaller bullet. And that gives it a little bit of better velocity, but it doesn't create as big of a wound channel. That makes it a little bit more accurate at range, and it was used in various weapons, like carbines, because carbines, they fire, like 9mm or whatnot. Those things aren't that great at range because they don't have the same velocity as a rifle round. So the MP5 featured in the new remastered version of Resident Evil 2, the one that Agent Hunk uses, is going to be my number 9 pick. Because yes, it's just a straight up MP5, and yes, it's chambered in 38 Le Mans, but weirdly enough, despite 38 Le Mans being a, quite frankly, excellent carbine cartridge, as it was designed to be, we don't have an MP5 in 38 Le Mans. It doesn't exist. I don't really understand. We have a MP5 in 38, in 380 and 38 Special. We even have an MP5 in some really weird cartridges to be a carbine. There's an MP5 in 556, believe it or not. Let's see. Dios asked me what my favorite weapon is. That's a tough one. Because on the one hand, I like the Sig Sauer, and I really think it should have replaced the M4. For those who don't know, the Honey Badger was a AR-15 platform, integrally suppressed. It was a real weapon. It was featured in Call of Duty Ghosts. However, it was inferior in every way. The M13 that was featured in Modern Warfare, the newer one, that is actually the Sig Sauer PCX. An excellent weapon. It does fire 300 Blackout. 300 Blackout is fucking whisper quiet. It has all the same fancy modularization and controls as an AR-15, but it's not direct impingement. It's a long stroke weapon. And the thing about long stroke weapons is they suppress better. They're quieter. So if you want a gun that's like as quiet as a suppressed 22, but is firing a full fucking rifle cartridge, a Ruger Mini 14 like 300 Blackout, fucking whisper quiet. 300 Blackout suppressed by itself sounds like a fucking canary when it whistles by your head. So, if you had to ask me what my favorite weapon would be, I would say the Sig Sauer PCX. Nice election, have a nice day. That doesn't make any sense. Election's been over for a little while now. Jimmy Carter died, if you want some recent American news. That guy won the Nobel Prize for being a president that actually pursued peace. Bless his heart. May he rest in peace. I don't really believe in God, so I'm not going to say that. So anyways, number 9 pick, Agent Hunk's 38 Le Mans MP5. Because it's crazy that we don't have a real-life MP5 in 38 Le Mans. It was an excellent carbine cartridge, and honestly, it should be made. It actually, being a necked-down cartridge also means not only does it have better velocity, like 300 Blackout, has better velocity than 556, for example. It also, like how 300 Blackout suppresses better than 556, 38 Le Mans suppresses better than 38 ACP. Now, let's get into the number 8. What would be the 8th place best weapon in a zombie apocalypse. And that would be Wither Horde. Now, I know you guys are not Destiny 2 fans. I know you guys are not Destiny 2 nerds, or Destiny 1 for that matter. But Wither Horde is a single-shot break-action grenade launcher that just fires 40mm grenades. The 40mm grenades work just like a shotgun shell, so they're actually easy to manufacture. What makes Wither Horde different is it has 40,000 souls of the damned inside the fucking gun. The gun is literally haunted by an army of damned undead alien souls. So when you fire that 40mm grenade, that normal 40mm grenade, that normal 40mm round, wherever it lands, not only does it blow up, but it creates an area of effect where the souls of the damned literally swallow and fucking kill whatever comes within that area of effect. You have a normal grenade launcher, normal grenade rounds, being haunted by an army of the damned, eating fucking people's souls if they dare go near a fucking blast radius. It's one of the best weapons in Destiny 2, even to this day, despite getting nerfed 4 fucking times in a row. Still a really good weapon. And as a fictional weapon in a real life zombie apocalypse, you would shoot this fucking, you just lob a fucking nade down a hallway, and nothing would be coming through that hallway for several minutes. You know, zombies, by the way, in a traditional sense, really not that tough. The Wither Horde could take out like Left 4 Dead level zombies, or another one would be like Resident Evil level zombies. To put that in perspective, you would not survive a Resident Evil apocalypse. If you had Wither Horde on the other hand, you would. Why is it so fucking low on the list, even though being super duper ultra powerful? Well, Wither Horde is like any explosive, not mutually exclusive. So that little fucking ring area of effect that would swallow a zombie's soul and kill it and disintegrate its body would do that to you as well. So if you're a fucking idiot and you shoot down a hallway and that's your one exit out and you need to leave, guess what? You're stuck. Tough shit, you're stuck. Uh, and Wither Horde does, in Destiny 2 and Destiny 1, it actually does kill quite a few people sometimes. Not anymore, because they nerfed that and changed it so it didn't do damage to yourself. But in the beginning days, oh yeah. Which actually brings me to yet another Destiny weapon that would be a fantastic fictional weapon. In the 7th place, Dragon's Breath. Because the Dragon's Breath rocket launcher is pretty much just a normal rocket launcher with some high-tech crap added to it. You know, targeting module and all that. We have stuff like that in real life. The only reason why they're not main spread and mainstay is just because, well, you know, they're expensive. They're prohibitively expensive. But in the case of Dragon's Breath, it's just a rocket launcher that fires fucking napalm everywhere. It's fire fucking everywhere, and it reloads itself. Why is it in the 7th place? Is because, well, fire tends to fucking, you know, kill you too. So, and Jeff actually predicted the next weapon. Damn it, Jeff. Yes, the ray gun is in the 6th space. The ray gun is not higher on the list because if you actually play Call of Duty Zombies and you're actually good at Call of Duty Zombies, you don't fucking want the ray gun. I do not want the ray gun. I see people all the time use it, and all the time they get themselves downed. They'll be on like low health, and then they'll have, you know, the strawberry jam screen effect, and they'll sit there and use the fucking ray gun, and then they're down. However, putting one tiny little cartridge into a break action pistol, yeah, that's excellent. Having 60 shots with one little cartridge in the ray gun, like, of course that's excellent. And then you look at its like damage profile and everything. Like in a real life zombie apocalypse, the fictional ray gun would be an excellent choice, as long as you don't get the zombies close to you, because it does have that splash damage. And I certainly fucking guarantee you that you are no Tank Dempsey, you are no Call of Duty Zombies player. That splash damage would probably outright kill you. Remember that when you're playing the game, those grenades going off don't really down your character. They just shrug off a grenade. I don't think you could do that in real life. But the ray gun is still really good. And on the topic of ray guns, that brings us to the 5th space. The 5th fictional weapon that would be really good in a zombie apocalypse would be a Star Wars sonic ray gun, because of several things. One, it just needs a battery pack. Okay. Now somebody's gonna be like, oh well, you know, we don't make those battery packs in the fucking thing. We do. You know, the first thing, we do make battery packs that could power a weapon like that, because it's essentially running on a lithium ion battery, so a foam battery. The second thing is one battery pack is like 500 shots. Star Wars blasters, you don't see people reload them that often because they fire like 500 rounds before needing a reload. And in the case of the sonic ray gun from Star Wars, well, one shot of that's going to wipe out a whole crowd of zombies. Remember that the Empire banned disintegrators and sonic guns because they were too cruel and too efficient at killing. The Empire, the guys that were grinding people down into paste, yeah, they thought those weapons were too cruel. So the Star Wars sonic blaster, just like whether it's in rifle or pistol form, doesn't even matter. That thing kills. That thing also has a benefit of, because it's sound waves and they're projected a certain direction, if you're outside the radius of its effect, you're safe. So it's kind of like a better version of the zombie's ray gun. And moreover, the ammo accessibility is literally your phone battery. It's kind of hard to argue with it. Now, you might be going, well, why is it so low on the list? Well, it's in the 5th spot because there's actually better things. It's not that it's bad at all. It's actually really good. It's just that there's better weapons. And we're going to get into the 4th weapon that would be really good. And that would actually be the Time Splitter's flamethrower. Now, what is the biggest problems with flamethrowers? They're inaccurate. They have a tendency to blow up. They're big. They're heavy. They're hard to deal with. Like, flamethrowers have a lot of problems. Flamethrowers are a fear tactic weapon, and that's what they've always been used for. Other than that, they're a farming tool. But the flamethrower in Time Splitters is the size of a super soaker. Holds, shoots a flame about 20 feet, and has the wonderful effect that it's actually pretty decently accurate, takes regular fuel, plenty of ammo availability, and the flame and the fire element, they're right there. They're just a small, neat, wonderful little package. Okay? And because of that, that would be one of the absolute best weapons to use in a zombie apocalypse, even though you're playing with fire. Anytime you play with fire, you're in danger. But if you're playing with fire from a weapon that actually makes it relatively safe, that's epic. Moreover, that flamethrower, there's no real world counterpart. The closest thing we have is like the Tesla flamethrower, but it doesn't have a 20-foot range. You can use that in agriculture. There's going to get to the point where you've killed so many zombies that there is no need for the weapon itself. That flamethrower still has a use even after all the zombies are gone. Now, the very next weapon, the next fictional weapon that would be great, that takes the 3rd spot, Thor's hammer. It's not fair, but Thor's hammer is the 3rd place spot because of, one, electricity. Anything that's going to generate power in a zombie apocalypse is going to be king. And Thor's hammer does exactly that. In fact, Thor's hammer powers like 5 different things on this list. No problems. So that's just kind of an obvious. It's a given. Thor's hammer is, you can throw it, you can, da-da-da-da, And as far as being worthy goes, like, Dorkly did a whole joke about this, that Loki could use Thor's hammer, because he genuinely believes what he's doing is for the greater good of humanity. Which I would argue that Loki is an asshole, but, technically, by the language in which Thor's hammer is supposed to be used, he's correct. And Thor, in the beginning of his own movie, can't use his own hammer because he knows he's not worthy. It's not because he thinks he's unworthy. Remember that the Marvel MCU is different than the comic books. You don't actually have to be worthy to use Thor's hammer from the Marvel MCU. You just have to be able to feel that you're worthy to use it. So you just had to be an egotistical fucking maniac. So Thor's hammer's fucking excellent. Number 2, well, If you had number 2, you would probably only need to fire it once. If you had number 2, it would kill literally everything. Because that's what it does. It's a big, big fucking gun. That's its actual name. It's the BFG. The BFG, not the 10,000. Okay, the BFG 10,000, that's the first BFG. No, we're going to talk about the BFG 20,000. Because that thing, you fire it once, an entire city is fucking demolished. It's the same as the BFG 10,000, except it's fully automatic. And again, as we've already established with the plasma rifle, you can charge it up with car batteries. The ammo you find for it is literally car batteries. If you read the description and everything, like in Doom 2016, of the ammo that you find for the BFG and stuff, it's car batteries. Just everlast car batteries. Whoever designed that is just amazing. I mean, a plasma reactor that can melt down entire cities and runs on fucking car batteries. Like, how in the hell is UAC not giving that person a raise? And here's the other thing with the BFG 20,000, the main improvement over it compared to the BFG 10,000 is not the fact that it's automatic. It's the fact that you can hook it up to multiple different power sources. You can literally plug it into a fucking wall. If you had that gun, even if it was Resident Evil zombies or Left 4 Dead zombies, the zombie apocalypse would be over in a week. Okay. However, you still have to charge it, even though it's, number 2, because it would literally end the zombie apocalypse. Well, it still has issues. I mean, you can still hurt yourself. You can still, you still have to charge it up. It still has to do all its thing. There's all that. Now, the last fictional weapon that would be like, and this is the number 1 spot, this is the absolute pinnacle of what would be the best weapon in a zombie apocalypse. And the reason why it's the number 1 spot is because it's not just good against zombies, it would be an absolute amazing tool against raiders, against bandits, against anybody at all. You don't have to worry about hurting yourself because it's a stereotypical weapon. All of that. And that would be the Skull Crusher from Black Ops 1. It takes 5.56 ammo, which is readily available around the world, and it has a fucking M203 that fires grenades. I mean, these are low velocity grenades that won't blow up if they've traveled a certain distance. You don't have to worry about blowing yourself up. If you run out of grenades, you just use the 5.56. It's fully automatic. It shoots laser beams, man. What else do you fucking want in a gun? It takes 5.56 ammo and shoots fucking laser beams. And it has a grenade launcher. Okay? And if you have that weapon, you are the king of the apocalypse. You don't need to end the zombie apocalypse because at that point, you're literally the dude with the loose L bat. I mean, nobody's going to challenge you. And as far as ammo scarcity, again, 5.56 is available around the entire fucking world. There is no better weapon for a zombie apocalypse because the Skull Crusher would literally make you king of the zombie apocalypse. And it's literally just an AR-15 that shoots laser beams. If you don't know how to use an AR-15 that shoots laser beams, you probably have no business using a firearm in the first place. I mean, there's a little girl that shoots AR-15s. She was on the news because, that one, former Army general opened his mouth about how hard it is to use AR-15s, and this little girl, shoots a perfect 10 out of 1. So, AR-15s, just in general, are a really good weapon. So one that shoots laser beams and has, quite frankly, everything you want and never fails and doesn't need to be maintained. And what else is there? You name me a better weapon than the Black Ops 1 Skull Crusher. I will wait, because you can take literally every weapon on that roster, and the Skull Crusher is actually the best one. It's better than the ray gun, because the Skull Crusher won't kill you. Okay? The Skull Crusher is better than the ray gun. It's better than the crossbow. It has, more availability and ammo than the Thunder Gun, because you're not reloading a Thunder Gun in real life. Okay? There's no ammo for it. Once you use your fucking, 12 rounds of Thunder Gun, your Thunder Gun's gone. Okay? It's done. Even if you have the Zeus cannon, okay, you have 20 shots and then it's gone. It's permanently, forever gone. So the Skull Crusher, because it uses 5.56 and all these other things, like there's nothing. The SPAS 12, when it's upgraded, is the only contender, but then it's a shotgun. And shotguns are good, but it's a Call of Duty shotgun. And Call of Duty shotguns have no fucking range. And there is the problem. Is in terms of absolute versatility, in absolute usage, in feasibility to reload it, I can't think of anything better. I really can't. I would love for somebody to try to argue if that. There's nothing to argue there. I mean, I can't think of any other fictional weapon in a video game that even comes close to it. If we're just looking at assault rifles, like the chainsaw thing from Gears of War would be terrible. A chainsaw near the handguard? What lunatic came up with that? That's stupid. So there's nothing. So that's my number one spot. You guys, again, this is subjective. You can feel free to argue all you want. That's cool. Boop.